Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today, man, have I got a great video for you. You know, this video is coming out on a strange day for me. I'm a creature of habit, so I never release anything on a Thursday. But CanAm has a campaign going on right now. It is an anti-bullying campaign. Now, anybody who's watched this channel for a while, they know that I don't just jump on board with anything. I don't just advertise because the advertisement sounds cool, and I don't just do it because I'm told to. I was not required to do this, but I believe in it. So if you would, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, because this is an important topic. Grab you a cup of coffee, and let's talk about bullying. All right, you guys know I am a coach. I've been a coach for swim and a coach for track for a long, long time. I've taken some time off here in the last couple of years with my daughter's illness that has been progressing. Also, my daughter that is ill, well, she was a special needs child. And so when I grew up, we were very familiar with bullying and had to make some real draconian changes in her life in order to stop the bullying. So I want to give you some strategies, and I want to give you some things to think about as an adult, whether you're a parent or a grandparent, or if you have a teenager, bring a teenager into the room and let them see this video, because I believe I'm going to have some strategies that might be helpful to you and your family. All right. If you're being bullied, does it mean you're weak? No, it doesn't necessarily mean you're weak. It could mean that. You know what? There's nothing wrong with being weak or fragile. You know, I'm not as strong as I once was. And if some young strapping buck wanted to physically bully me, he possibly could. My daughter is fragile right now. In school, she couldn't keep up academically. So when she was picked on, it was because they didn't see her as smart as they were. So there's nothing wrong with knowing that you may not be as strong as someone else. And that doesn't mean that it gives anyone the right to bully you, but understand what your weakness is. And if you can address those things as an individual, we need to try to address them. You know, initially when my daughter was being picked on at school, the first thing I did was try to arm her, to let her know this is what you can say. You can defend yourself. I'm not saying get into a fist fight. That's not what I'm saying. But you can defend yourself. You know, it's not being a tattletale to go to someone that is a little higher in the food chain, that they can go to this bully and hold them accountable. So understand, if you're not the strongest puppy in the litter, it's okay. It's a-okay. But also understand that when we can truly assess ourselves and work hard to improve ourselves, we can make ourselves less of a target for a bully. So make sure you always deal with what you can internally, whether it's to work out, whether it's go for a run, whether it's lead a healthy lifestyle, whether it's study a little bit harder, talk with your parents a little more, those things. If you can do all those things and become a stronger, more well-rounded person, it will make you less of a target. Now, I'm not saying that you're to blame for being bullied. That's not what I'm saying. So don't misconstrue that. But as in everything in our lives, we have to take proactive measures to take things that are bad and see if we can make them good. All right, so now you've made the changes in your life, and yet the bullying continues. What is a person to do? Well, you know, it's funny. There are a ton of movies that are out there on bullying, and there was a TV show years ago called Bully Beatdown, and basically what it did, you had a guy who was being bullied and he hired a bully to beat your bully up. That's kind of how it was. I don't think we have to resort to just say, okay, well, I can be a bigger bully for good. No, I'm not here to bully. I'm here to hold accountable though, and I want you to know that it is okay to find someone who is strong, who is intelligent, who is in a position of authority. That could be a coach, it could be a teacher, it could be a parent, it could be a bigger brother or bigger sister, who can help you get these people to back off. Because in the end, you're going to have to be around folks like that. You know, years ago, I had a swimmer who was a phenomenal swimmer. And if you were to look at the guy without a shirt on, you would be like, oh, I mean, it was amazing. He was so physically fit and just a good looking kid. And we had another young man on the team who was a 6th grader. So you had an 11th grader and a 6th grader. And this 6th grader, Well, let's just say he wasn't a really athletic kid. He was a really small kid, and he didn't swim very good or very fast. You know, a lot of the other kids kind of wanted to pick on him. In fact, they more than kind of wanted to pick on him. They would make these little comments. And so I knew that I could address this in a real harsh way, or I could address it in a helpful way. I chose the latter of the two paths. And as a parent or a teacher or a grandparent, you may be able to take this method and use it, and it will really help your child along the way. What I did is I took this strong, beautiful, handsome, intelligent leader on the team, and I said, I want you to take this young man under your wing, and I want you to show him what he needs to do to become you, because I remember when you used to be him. Find someone who has gone through that metamorphosis, who has become the swan instead of the ugly duckling. And now they can help someone, they can assist them. And when the other kids see this strong individual taking proactive time with this swimmer that was being picked on, what do you think happened? All of the mocking stopped, everything stopped, and all of a sudden, everyone became this young man's biggest fan. Bullying is something that absolutely should not happen, but we know in a real world that it does. So the responsible adults in the room have to be on the lookout, on the prowl, so to speak, to make sure that when we see it, we don't tolerate it. We don't waste our time dancing around the truth. Let's just address it for what it is and call it what it is. You know, I've got a confession to make. When I was a kid, I had a kid that bullied me, and I was afraid of him. It was crazy. I mean, I was really afraid of him. Years later, as adults, I saw him, probably 30, 40 years after that. And it was amazing. And when I walked in the room, all I can say is, I was afraid of that. You're going to change. They're going to change. You focus on you. You focus on doing the right thing. You focus on going to the right people in the right way. And I promise you, the bullying in your life or the lives of those around you will disappear. You know, I mentioned earlier that I had a daughter that was special needs. And when she got into middle school, the picking got really, really brutal. And she came home crying a lot. I spoke to principals, I spoke to teachers, and they just couldn't do anything about it. The bullying became so bad, we ended up having to pull her out of school. When she was here at the house, things changed dramatically for her. She learned at a better rate. She was just a better child, a happier child all the way around the block. But understand, as parents, sometimes we have to do radical things to protect our children. And it doesn't always mean being the loudest person in the room. Now it's come full circle. I am a grandparent and I have 3 grandchildren. And when I see them, I look for trouble. I'm looking for someone or something to harm them so that I can protect them. You know, nothing scares me more than someone hurting my family and someone bullying them or making them feel less than what they are. They don't deserve that, and neither do you. So remember, as the person being bullied, we work on ourselves. As the person in a position of authority to assist that person, we can defend them or we can lead them on alternative paths, whether that is a sport, whether it's homeschooling, regardless of whatever it is. As that adult, we have to do that. So what can you do to make bullies just disappear and go away? Got bad news, nothing. They're always going to be here. They're always going to be here. But as a community of good people, we can defend the defenseless. That's what we are called to do. So I want you to make the world a better place. I want you to go out today and defend the defenseless and love those who need your help. All right. So you, do me a favor. Go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself. And remember, if you're not having fun, you are definitely doing it wrong. Now you go seize the day and put a smile on your face as you change the world.